All right. Thanks for joining us today. So excited about this guest. Very excited. Done a lot with this guy year after year. Been working with him for plenty of years, and just a great success story. And just looking forward to having you on. And it's a special treat today because it's your birthday, Ryan.
I can't believe it. I've been waiting for this for like a few years now.
Yeah, you were telling me that we planned this 2 years ago. You're like, I've got to do an interview with Matt in 2 years from now. So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I planned far ahead in advance. By the way, your guys' intro, your background, like what's going on? You guys are like going next level this year. I love it, man.
Yeah, I don't know the AI. That's you do stuff like that, and AI just works. I guess I don't know.
Man, if it
So
wasn't for AI, I wouldn't be here.
yeah, can you tell me about any future events you have planned with me? Because you said 2 years ago we planned this interview, and now I mean that's a long time to
Dude,
wait to like be like, hey, I'm really waiting for that interview with Matt. I can't wait.
I can't even tell you about what's going to happen in the future because I don't think
Okay,
you can't handle it now. Your future self can handle it, which is why we're doing it in the future, but
yeah,
it's all good. Don't stress.
love it. So we've got a lot of promotion. Let me introduce you, Ryan Lee, Landscaping Lighting Secrets. So we've got a lot of promotion. You got it on the backdrop back there. You got your shirt on. I've got my shirt on. I've got to promote you, brother. I love this shirt. And I got this shirt because I did your training. You have phenomenal training. I will tell you that. I tell people all the time, if you're getting in this industry, you've got to take the your training is what I say. It's amazing. So hopefully you say the same thing about CLIPA with its Christmas light installations. But just tell us
Absolutely.
about what you do a little bit for those people that I mean everybody knows you. Just tell us about yourself and what kind of service you offer.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me here. And no, I've loved getting to know you, your team. I'm always super envious of what you've built because like I'm like trying to follow in your footsteps and it's incredible. So like seriously, congrats to you guys, your
Thank
team.
you.
It's
Appreciate that.
phenomenal. And
Yeah.
honestly, when you guys came, like you bought a ticket, you brought your team to Landscape Lighting Live. I was like, oh crap. Now I got to actually act like I know what I'm doing. I mean, that's intimidating teaching someone who's a teacher, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
educator, a trainer, like, so it showed me a lot about who you were, you know what I mean? Like I already knew you well and I already
Yeah.
liked you and trust you and all that. But I was like, man, here's a guy who like puts on his own training events, investing in himself, his company to come learn from me. That's a pretty humbling experience. So that was awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, not everyone knows me. I'm Ryan Lee. I just used to own a lighting business, right? And 4 years
Mhm.
ago, about 5 years ago now, I sold it and had a lot of people asking me like, well, how'd you do that? And what'd you do about this? And how did this work? And I realized that, there's a lot of things that took me years to figure out that I now had the answer that I could help someone in 5 minutes, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
And not that I was better, it was just I was further along, and I was actually really intimidated at first, like I didn't grow up thinking, oh, I'll become a coach and I'll make live videos every day and make a fool of myself on Facebook. Like I didn't plan on doing this because there's a lot of people way smarter than me and better than me out there. But what I realize is like, you know what? I do have a specific set of skills. I've got ability and I'm further along in certain areas than others. And there's
Mhm.
people that are way further along than me, but I'm worried about helping the people like my past self. Like I remember being so frustrated and like,
Yeah.
why is this so hard? Like I feel like I should be better than this, and I wasn't, right? And so it's pretty rewarding now. I get to be part of this big lighting community, and I get to help people accomplish stuff that they were probably going to do on their own. It was just going to take 5 years, and we're helping them do it in 1 year.
Yeah. Well, I see us walking around in circles because you said you're following my footsteps. I'm attempting to follow yours. So it's just you and I just kind of walking around, following each other. Aiming-
Right. Well, that's the cool
you're,
thing about that's the cool thing about I don't know if it's just the lighting industry, but really anyone who's always continually trying to learn is like that's probably true. I mean, I'm going to always learn from you and hopefully you're going to learn from me. Like
yeah,
you don't get you don't just get to success. Like
sure.
it's never like every time you get there, it's like further out. You're always chasing that horizon. So that's my mentality is like just how can I get better? And that's why I love what you guys are doing is because you are really, a lot of people get upset with like companies like mine and yours, to be honest, right? The guys that have been around a long time is like, well, you're bringing all these people in. It's like, listen, these people were coming into the industry. we can help them do it the right way, or we can let them do it the wrong way. You know, which would you rather? So it's definitely needed. You know, and when I had my business, I didn't attend trainings, I didn't go to conferences. I was the guy who I didn't really talk trash. I just didn't see the need. You know,
Mhm.
so I get it when people are like they don't want to go to trainings and stuff like that because I used to be the guy, but I truly now have like seen the light, and it's just like you're wasting time by not joining a community because
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
people that already know the answers to your questions.
Yeah. Well, it was refreshing for me and Chelsea. She came out to go to your training because it was nice to be the student and not the teacher. And I'll tell you, I've done trained so many people over the years, and I've been through so many trainings. It was nice to go through a training that was, if not more professional. It was amazing. So you did a great job. Your team did a great job, and I was very impressed by what you did, and can't stress it enough. But
That's awesome.
God,
That I mean, that means a ton. But
yeah,
honestly, because like we do get a lot of good feedback, and
yeah,
that's awesome, right? But like everyone's like, that's amazing. It's the best thing I've been to. But if it's
yeah,
like their first event, I'm like, you know, that's the first time you've been to an event. Of course, it was your best
yeah,
one. So I highly respect people's opinions who have been to a lot of events. They've been to a lot of conferences, trainings, and especially those that are already putting on their own events.
yeah,
You know what goes into it.
yeah.
So
It
I
ain't easy.
appreciate that. And
Yeah,
we try to go all in for our people. It's like they're spending their money, they're spending their time. Uh, and I think about myself. I think about like who I was in the past. And if I was going to take a few days away from my business, I'm thinking, well, that's thousands of dollars I'm not making. So,
hmm,
you know, we're not just trying to help them get a return on their investment. We're trying to help them get 10 times the return on their
yeah,
investment.
yeah. So it was pretty neat in your training, to see a lot of these people trained with us. They have Christmas light companies, so that was pretty neat to see. They've been involved with CLIPA. I love seeing the crossover, and that really kind of prompted me this year to be like, well, geez, let me connect with Ryan and see. Maybe he wants to do a training at CLIPA Con. So, and it's happening, which is great. So tell us a little bit about, the training you're offering, what people can expect out of the training. You have one going. It's going to be 3 days prior to ClipACon, the Monday, Tuesday. I don't know the dates. It's, late April, April 30th, 29th, 30th.
Yeah,
I think.
it's April 30th, May 1st.
Okay.
So we
That's
try
right.
to make it
Wednesday.
as awkward as possible.
Yeah.
So it's like it's 2 months long. It's April and May. But I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday, and then ClipAcon's Thursday, Friday. And
That's right.
you
That's
guys
right.
have some pre-show classes and stuff as well. But
Yeah. So tell us a little
yeah.
bit, anybody that's, maybe interested, what can they expect out of your training? Whether they go to the one in San Diego or they attend one of your other ones, what can they expect out of Ryan Lee's training?
Well, yeah, it's a great question. So here's what's awesome. Like I
I
didn't
only
even
ask great
know,
questions, Ryan. I don't ask any bad questions.
and I wouldn't if it was a bad question, I'd be like, bad question. Like
Oh, okay.
that's a
I'll
dumb
move on.
question.
Okay. Thank you. Didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
The thing is, like, if you're doing holiday lighting, you're in front of a clientele that at some point, it's not a matter of if, but when, at some point, they are going to do landscape lighting. Like, that's just science. That's not even my opinion.
Yep.
They're going to do landscape lighting. Now, maybe they do it themselves. Maybe they hire an electrician. Maybe they hire a professional landscape lighting company, right? At some
Mhm.
point, they're going to have lighting on their house. So, like, why would you not want to take part of that? Right.
Yep.
And we know there's lots of ways to grow your business. A lot of people are focused on like, well, I'm going to build this and then I'm going to start another location. It's like, well, what if you could just stay and not start a new location and just add another offering, right? And so that's the wave that we're riding right now. There's so many holiday lighting people that make great money in a short period of time, but then they're like, well, now how do I keep my crews busy, right? Because I'm sick of this like
Mhm.
firing them and then rehiring and all this. And so we're finding a lot of people discovering landscape lighting and go, this is great because I just want to keep my crews busy. And then they find out that they can actually make awesome margins with landscape lighting, like just like holiday lighting. And so they're like, I'm a year-round lighting business. So that's the beauty of it. And that's why I'm glad we partnered up on this. Is like that week is going to be amazing. 2 days of landscape lighting live, then stick around 2 days of ClipACon. It's like the perfect week. If you're a lighting nerd
Yeah.
and you like
Perfect.
making tons of money, where else would you be? And it's in San Diego. So thank you for picking San Diego because I'm like, hell yeah, that's a freaking badass location. But
Yeah.
the
Well, yeah.
training
The East
itself,
Coast people won't want to.
Yeah, the
East
East
Coast
Coast,
won't agree with you on that one,
they're sending us hate mail and stuff like that, you know, but
but yeah,
we
yeah.
do events in Florida all the
So
time. They'll be fine.
there you go.
But
There you go.
the
Yeah,
training is
you actually
awesome.
just had
So
one, I think.
yeah, we had one a couple months ago in Tampa, and you know
Yeah.
our events, the word's getting out. Like they sell out quick. We don't have like open capacity. We're trying to keep
Mhm.
them somewhat small so that there's more interaction. And so with San Diego, I think we got 50 or 55 slots available. And a lot of people are
Nice.
like, "Oh, I'll get my ticket next month." You said it's end of April, right? It's like, well, by then it's going to be sold out. So I do want to encourage people to get your ticket now. We had a waiting list of at least 15 people from the last one that were like, dude, if someone cancels, I want in. Right.
That's
And I
amazing.
feel
That's
bad.
amazing.
I'm like,
Yeah.
it wasn't like a marketing ploy, like, and then like, just kidding. We'll let anyone in. Like we literally have fixed numbers. We have fixed number of seats available. So
That's
definitely get your ticket.
that's when you start saying standing room only. Yeah, standing room only.
Right.
Are you
We
okay
could.
standing for 16
Yeah.
hours?
Well,
Come on,
you
man.
know, we actually torture people anyway. I think you probably stood for 16 hours the first day at Landscape Lighting Live Utah, right?
I was so exhausted coming back from that training. I had to go straight to Vegas after that one. So we went out to Vegas for the ICSC, beautiful show.
That's right.
So yeah, we were pretty spent after after your training, and it was it was fun. It was engaging, which was nice. I only fell asleep a few times, but you know, it's nothing, not a big deal. No, but it was engaging and stuff like that, and you kept us busy, so that was nice. And landscape lighting, you know, you really don't. It's kind of like Christmas lights. When you get in the Christmas light industry, you never notice the lights before. It's your reticular activating system, you know, kicking in. You know,
Yep.
you didn't recognize that stuff before, but now you're starting to see it. You know, and you're like, oh, geez, Christmas lights. Now you notice it everywhere. And landscape lighting for me is the same. After your training, I never saw it before, but now I'm like, wow, okay, look at that, look at that, look at that, and it's amazing the before and after. And we had the opportunity to go over and next to your mom's neighbor. We had the opportunity to go over there and deck out their house. That was pretty cool. That was really neat to be able to do that and see it at nighttime. What it was, you know, what the after effect was, and it makes a huge difference in somebody's property.
I know. I love doing that experiment because, I mean, you know, we wait till it gets dark. We set up, you know, 10 or 15 lights. And I think people are, you know, they're kind of tired at the end of the day. And like, it's not that many lights. Like, it can't make it
Yeah,
look that good. And then we
yeah,
flip that light on, and people like you hear, I don't know if you heard this, but people were like, oh, wow. Like, there's
yeah.
like a gasp from
Oh
the
yeah, for
attendees.
sure.
Like, everyone's surprised, like, wow, that actually is pretty awesome. And I'm like, wait, you guys didn't think this was going to be awesome? Why are you here? But like you said, like you just don't know what you don't know. And then what's cool is after you start getting into it, and this happens with holiday lighting as well, like you become a lighting snob. And so you're
Yeah,
driving down the road and you're like, oh my gosh, that's hideous. I mean, that's like
yeah.
a $2 million house and they have crappy, you know, solar lights out there, and you judge
Mhm.
people. And it feels really good to judge others, you know?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. That's what life's all about. So beyond your training, you're going to be speaking. You've been speaking at CLIPA Con for several years now. What can people expect from your class? What are they going to hear about?
Man, I love speaking at CLIPA because like I feel like it's like my people. Like I get them, they get me. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's a good culture, it's a good environment. And my goal is wherever I speak, and it's going to be my goal, especially at ClipACon, is to get voted the number one speaker.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I don't know if there's even a vote, but I'm going to probably start that this year.
Let me
And
write that down.
yeah, just make sure everyone votes for me.
Yep.
Like I literally I try to give so much value in my 45 minutes or 60 minutes, however much time. Like I truly am so grateful for the opportunity to be there, that you guys allow me the opportunity, that like I want whatever money they spent, whatever time they're spending, like I want to deliver the value in just my segment, right?
Yeah.
That's literally my goal, is like, okay, guys, you came here, you spent your money, you spent your time. Let's, in the next 45 minutes, let's make sure you get enough value to be like, okay, that one time I heard Ryan Lee made the whole trip worth it. So
Good.
and it's fairly easy for me to do that as long as I have people that are willing to listen and implement, because I have proven strategies around pricing and sales that are just freaking money. And even if you've heard me once, twice, even if you hear it again, you're gonna pick up something new. You're gonna get something that you can go back and implement and make 5, 10, 15, $20,000 just on one or two principles that I teach. So I'm fired up. I can't wait to be there.
Yeah, the girls always wanted to push you off in the small room, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe we shifted you to the main stage this year. Literally, like we had you. I remember in Nashville, and I didn't walk in on the Sahara one in Vegas this last year, but I remember walking to Nashville and the place is packed. I'm like, oh, geez, wow, we need to get some more chairs, and which is pretty cool. So you do have a lot of people that gravitate towards you and want to hear you, whether you think it or not, you are a big name in this industry, the Christmas light industry, and obviously the landscape lighting industry. You're a huge name, and people do want to see you speak. And I'm excited to see the crowd that you draw in this year. And
I thought I thought you were just working on my self-esteem. So you put me in a room that only fits like 15, but like when it's full, you're like, wow, dude, this room is packed,
Yeah.
So I thought you were just trying to help me feel good about myself. You put me in a room that can fit 100 and only 15 show up. It's like, not the same experience.
Well, you got your work cut out for you. I think our smallest room seats 50 this year. So, you got your work cut out for you.
Well, listen, if you're listening to this, watching this, whatever, and you're coming to CLIPA Con, I know you've got choices and speakers and stuff like that, but come listen to me. Right. And that's a cool thing. Like, no matter who they go see, like it's not really a competition. Like your whole lineup is amazing. Right.
Yeah.
And I've listened to the people, and some of them I haven't heard of. Right. And so I'll go and listen. They're all amazing. But again, that's my mission is like, if I get an opportunity to take people's attention, is like, I'm going to give maximum value so that they get the return on their investment for the entire experience just in my one session. So hopefully, if you haven't heard me speak, come give it a try. And I promise you'll get your money back from Matt. He does like a triple lifetime warranty refund. It's something like that, right?
I'm sorry, you cut out for about 6 seconds there. I didn't catch any of that.
Yeah, I don't charge, so there's no money back. But worst case is it's a terrible presentation and you waste 45 minutes with me.
Yeah, that's
kind of the worst case.
It's not bad to look at it that way. So, you have so let's talk about the landscape lighting. You offer this service, you offer the training, and I can't speak. I've already spoke so much about it. It's amazing. What do you have to offer after that? Is there something else beyond the training, or is it like, good luck to you guys? CLIPA, we offer ongoing support. We're here to help people become successful. Do you have anything in place, with that? Is there anything else they could sign up for beyond the road, down the road?
Yeah. Well, so I guess let me hit on a couple things. One, this landscape lighting live in particular is going to be different than anyone we've done. So one, this is the first time we've done something on the West Coast. And I can't actually even release the details yet because it's not finalized yet.
Oh, boy.
But I promise you, if anyone who comes to this one is going to be bragging to all the other previous attendees going, oh my gosh, this one was the one. So San Diego is going to be sweet. We've got some really cool things different than the past. Another thing that we added since you were here in Utah, we now have 4 mentors. So it's not just a lot of stuff for me. We have a team of 5 of us. And the hands-on training is a little bit more intense. The classroom is a little bit more intense, and you're getting different perspectives. So this landscape lighting live is going to be, I mean, no offense to the Utah was good, but it wasn't great, right? So the San Diego one's going to be great.
I feel like I need a credit or something like on mine one.
Double lifetime, triple refund warranty thing. Yeah.
If I was smart, I should have just not done the training in Utah and then been like,
I know,
Brian, I need a representative with you at all times, just at the conference to make sure that you're doing everything the way we like to do it. And
well, Wes Grant, I met him at CLIPA.
Yeah.
He came to Landscape Lighting Live. He's actually in our coaching program, which I'll talk about. But I was just talking to him today. I was like, do you feel a little upset? You came all the way from San Diego to Utah, and now we're going to San Diego. He's like, no, man, Utah was awesome. So
he just joined us. Him and his wife came up. They did our commercial training here. We had it about a month ago. So it was nice to see them again and kind of talk about, hey, you remember Utah? That was fun. Good times.
So we got a lot of resources to help people. So, I'm not a manufacturer. I don't really monetize anything else. Right. But we are in the business of helping others. So one, I've got my free podcast. It's Lighting for Profits. You can find it on any of the platforms. The free podcast is great because it's free. Like, it doesn't cost you anything. So if you're looking to get into the landscape lighting industry and you're just not sure and you want to put your feelers out, that's the easiest, fastest way is like, go listen to it. There's a ton of awesome guests that give tons of value. Then we've got Landscape Lighting Live. And then when people are like, dude, this is awesome, but I do want ongoing support, we have Landscape Lighting Secrets, which is our coaching program. And it's an annual program where we're meeting with you. Really, we have something scheduled every single week. It's not all necessarily one-on-one. There is a one-on-one element. A lot of it's group, but there's, a content portal. There's coaching calls. We just finished up one a couple hours ago where we have like our group Q&A. So if someone gets stuck on an installation problem or a design question, or maybe a sales oriented question, or maybe they're trying to hire someone and they need to know how to hire their first salesperson, I run those, right? And so we also now have like a team of coaches. So again, it's not just me, but we actually have 6 coaches now that you'll meet with, and to get accountability and like get real help with your business, so that you're not just kind of like wandering through the wilderness of entrepreneurship, wondering if what you're doing is working or if you should be doing something different. So it's pretty awesome. We have it mapped out well, and our clients are getting massive results out of it.
And that's great. The ongoing support is huge, and that's something we offer at CLIPA as well. I want to see people succeed, and hearing those success stories of people you've trained year after year and stuff, and hear them like, oh man, I'm doing this month. I mean, it's pretty amazing that you were the foundation. They've got to take it and run with it themselves. It's not all the training. They've got to implement the systems and put all that together. But it is pretty neat to see the success stories that come out of a training like yours or mine. It's really neat.
Well, it's true. Like, an in-person training is awesome.
Yeah.
You guys know, and like
Mhm.
there's the training, there's the content, but there's also the relationships and like the things that you learn eating lunch or dinner with someone, right?
Yeah.
And exchanging phone numbers and things like that. But then the downside is like people treat it like, okay, if I'm going to go to a CLIPA training, or I'm going to go to Landscape Lighting Live, whatever it is, here's my money. That's the easy part. Like they
Mhm.
think that's the hard part, but that's the easy part. It's like you can make more money. You just go
Yeah.
sell another job and pay for the training. That's not hard. The hard part is like you're there with the group. You guys are all like pounding your chest, like this is awesome. Like we're gonna kill it. And then you go back home to the real world, and you're not surrounded by other high achieving entrepreneurs, and you're
Yeah.
surrounded by your normal friends and your normal family that's trying to hold you back, talk you out of things. That's the real world, and that's hard, right? And so the hard part is implementing. And so that's why we do encourage people to join our coaching program. And if not ours, be part of some community, because it's just too easy to just fall off. And it's like, man, just a few weeks ago, we were high-fiving and you were going to take over the world. And now
Mhm.
like you're like falling off the wagon. Like what happened, buddy?
Yeah.
And if you're not part of a community, that happens very easily, more often than not.
Yeah, and I agree 100%. That was not something I used to do in the past. I was like, oh, I got it all myself, that stuff. But then, as
Right.
we developed CLIPA and grew CLIPA and met different people and talked to different, I mean, I met so many great people over the years. That support system is huge. It really is. And, taking businesses to the next level, you've got to have it, and you go back, like you said, go back home, fall off the wagon. And it's like, okay, well, you just wasted your money. So, huge, and they should definitely join some sort of support system, one of yours or some other coaching program to help them get through the process. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, we're really proud of what we built, and we're still building. It's kind of ironic because I teach these people how to replace themselves and go from operating their business to owning it. And you can't be everyone to every or everything to everyone. Meanwhile, I'm over here like treading water, like trying to keep up, and I'm hiring, I'm building my team. That's why I say I'm like super envious, because I'm like, does Matt have stress? Like Matt doesn't have stress. He's got a team. His team's awesome. Everyone on his team's amazing. So
No
like
stress.
that's what I'm working on now, is like building out my team so that
Yeah,
I'm not stressed. So that because I like lose sleep over like, man, is this client happy and what can I do for them? And
sure.
I'm kind of back in the phase that I'm coaching my clients on, and it's kind of interesting because I'm going through a similar process to them at the same time.
Yeah. Well, I definitely have to step up my game on my jokes. I realized that when I went to your training, I was like, God, he tells a lot of good jokes. And I was writing them down, and I was going to see how I can convert them to chat GPT it and turn it into a Christmas light joke. But you had a lot
Didn't
of good,
work.
there's a lot of good content there. So,
Well, yeah, jokes. And I wasn't going to share this because a lot of people ask me, what is the secret, landscape lighting secrets, and that really is it. there was 3 secrets. The first one, which we gave this away, is soft shirts. So if you're going to do any type of event, you got to have top quality shirts. Don't try to save money. We'll like overpay just to make sure they're extra soft. So soft shirts, good food. You got to have good food. And then you actually just revealed the third secret. And that's humor. You got to use jokes. So I guess people are probably going to rip off all my stuff now.
I've got a few of them jotted down. Now, let me ask you about your jokes. Do you actually have planned jokes you will tell out throughout the training, or is this just like you seem to me like you're just like you're in the moment and you're like you just say something?
I am definitely in the moment. I'm not a good I have an outline of content, but I'm not like, okay, then insert joke about Matt's cousin here. There's nothing like that. In fact, I don't know what it is, but just growing up and even now, I'll just naturally just say idiotic things that people think are funny sometimes. And then someone's like, "Oh, hey, be funny. Say what you said." And I'm like, I don't even know what I said. I can't be funny. That's not a thing. So it's all 100% just you know what? I just observed something and I'm going to say something. And sometimes it's funny and sometimes people get pissed and want to fight,
I haven't had that yet, but that is funny. If you have,
that would be funny too. Yeah.
Someone offending somebody. It won't be the first time. It won't be the last that I've offended somebody.
What if someone fought me in one of my trainings? Would that be funny? It would be funny later. It wouldn't at the time. I'd be like, this is not funny. But could you imagine the stories after the fact? Do you remember when that guy came up and punched you? That would be really funny.
I don't know. I don't know if that'd ever be funny, but maybe.
I think it's funny right now.
I do. I think it's funny too. I'm just visioning. I think it's funny. But yeah, you do. You have the great one-liners and things like that. And it's just, it is the heat of the moment. You really just have, there's some certain jokes that I always bring into the same thing. Yes, Ron Burgundy, no, I'm not related. That's not even a joke. It's just because I know people are thinking it oh my God, Will Ferrell, that type of stuff. So I just throw it out there and usually it gets a giggle here and there. So I have those, those staples that I, throw out there every so often, pretty much every single event. Most of the people are like, I heard that one last time. Oh, I heard that one. But I'm like, you know what?
No, but the thing is, this one's in San Diego. So I hope there's going to be a real big push on that this year. Is there? Ron?
I wanted it to be 100% Anchorman theme, but that got shut down real quick.
Well, what do you mean? Just because the logo doesn't have Ron Burgundy in it, if I show up and you're not in a maroon suit, I might leave.
We'll see. I'm thinking about it. I've got a few. What I wanted to do was the tight pants. Have you seen the tight pant gig?
I mean, I can imagine. I don't remember it.
It's great. It's great.
If I've seen it.
Tight pants, Will Ferrell. So you can Google it and check it out. It's pretty sweet. I might do that. I'll figure out something. I'm going to have to do that. I can't tell the girls because they'll never let me do it. I'm just going to have to show up and be like, boom.
True.
Here it is.
I think you should. I think you should improv something. We're in San Diego. Let's face it. He is your, what is it? You're his doppelganger. He's yours, whatever. I think it has to be.
I always ask people, which Will Ferrell do I look like? And you better have the right answer for that one. So when they say, oh, going streaking, I'm like, oh, geez, thanks. Yeah, well, get out, leave.
They think of you naked. Is that?
I think so.
I think that is weird.
No, that's
just the first one they go to. Yeah, which one do you want people to say? Which Will Ferrell do you want to be?
His first comedy skit when he was on SNL doing his little, he was thin, handsome, good looking,
young. Okay. Yeah. Not when he's older.
Yeah, I like Burgundy. Burgundy's fun. I mean, I like the Ron Burgundy one.
I wouldn't mind. I mean, let's face it. Everyone would want to be Ron Burgundy once in their life.
Of course. Ron Burgundy. I was that for Halloween one year. I just got to tell you this real quick. It's a funny story.
That's awesome.
Burgundy for one Halloween, and I was in character and just walking around, hello, talking to everybody. And I think it continued a few days after that. And Brooke, my wife, would be like, "Oh, you want eggs?" I'm like, "Oh, that sounds fantastic." She's like, "It's over. Stop it." So I continue to be Burgundy, and I just thought it was cool, but it was not funny to anybody that was associated with me at that time. So.
Did you get stuck? were you like kind of like just used to it, and you're like, I feel like I'm him right now. Like I can't move on.
Yeah, I mean, us actors, when we get into parts and stuff like that, it's hard to get yourself out of it. It takes some time to pull yourself out of that character because you spend so much time getting into it. So it's
Yeah,
hard. It's not
I
easy for
feel
us,
like
and
that's
people
normal.
they
I'm
don't have
not
the
mad at you for
patience.
that. Don't
Thank
you
you.
think about Will Ferrell working on that movie? He's Ron Burgundy for how long did that take? Maybe a year to make or whatever.
I don't know.
How long? It probably took him a year to come down from that. Like
Yeah,
how does he transition from
I
not
have
being Ron
no idea.
Burgundy?
I don't know. I
That's
have
not even
no idea.
possible.
It is difficult for us. Yes, I have to agree.
I don't even know who you are anymore. Is this
I wear
what
many
happened to
hats.
Matt?
Many hats. Matt's many hats. Well, Ryan, well, thank you very much. I appreciate you coming in. That's all the time. I would sit here and talk to you all day long. We just tell jokes all day long, but nobody else wants to hear it but you and I. But we do
I enjoy
appreciate
it.
you coming in. Looking forward to your speaking. I'll let you do your little prompt. There it is. I was waiting for this the whole time. That was supposed to be popping up, and it never
There it
popped up.
is.
Anytime you say URL, anytime you say like, "Oh, you can check me out on Instagram or TikTok," here it is. There you
Oh,
go.
Instagram at Landscape Lighting
There
Secrets.
we go. All
By the
right.
way, if you want to
So
find me on Facebook, I just found out what this is. We'll see how good Courtney is. Does anyone know what my like at Landscape Lighting Secrets on Instagram? So what would I be on Facebook? You would think maybe at Landscape Lighting Secrets, but no, I'm not. It's at Ryan Lee Bottoms. Ryan Lee Bottoms.
Ryan Lee Bottoms.
Yeah, I just found that out
Interesting.
yesterday. So in elementary school, you know the Lee pants, Lee jeans.
Yeah,
You ever
yeah.
heard of Lee jeans?
Oh yeah.
Apparently, there it is. Ryan Lee Bottoms. Uh,
Is that really it? Come on.
I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily at Ryan Lee Bottoms, but if you go to like facebook.com/Ryan Lee Bottoms or whatever the thing is, that's my
Yeah.
like URL.
Okay.
The kids in elementary school, it would call me that is really it. They, they would be like, "Oh, Lee Bottoms." They would call me Lee Bottoms.
Okay. I would have
So
never put those together, but yes, I get it now. Okay.
no,
Interesting.
I don't get it. I'm just saying that's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
not even asking anyone to get it at this point. It's just that's really is what it is.
Okay. Right. You saw it here. You saw it live at the CLIPA.
Definitely live. Yeah, yeah.
Right there. It says up top. Well, Ryan, I want to thank you very
And
much. I
over
do
here.
appreciate. Yeah, it's down there. I don't know which way to point sometimes. Appreciate you coming in. You're awesome. We're very excited to have you year after year at CLIPA Con. We thank you for the support. You have a lot of good stuff. So if you want to attend CLIPA Con, if you weren't going before, you're definitely going now after seeing this interview. Go watch Ryan. Go check it out. Join him at his training that he's doing 2 days prior. If you want to get in landscape lighting, you definitely want to hit up this training. So please reach out. You can find the information on clipa.com. If you go into CLIPA Con and pre-show classes, we actually have Ryan's listing there. You can check it out. You can see more information. It'll take you right to his website and you can purchase that ticket. So very excited, great class. So a lot of good classes coming up. CLIPA Con May 2nd and 3rd. We've got some pre-show classes. Ryan's obviously. We do have a multi-seasonal lighting that we're going to be conducting. We did that last year. It's very popular. If you want to expand outside of holiday lighting, we're going to teach you how. We're going to teach you permanent lighting solutions for trees, rooftops, all sorts of stuff. We also have a lift and safety operation class. If you want to get certified, or maybe you want to get your employees certified, they can actually do that on site. We will have a classroom portion. They'll go outside and they'll actually get in lifts and be tested, and they will become OSHA certified. So that's really neat. We also have a sales class that Chelsea's doing, commercial sales. It's going to be awesome. So if you want to send your sales reps to that one, you definitely want to send them in there. Just make sure they're ready to smile and dial because they will be on the phones. Chelsea's going to force them to get on the phones. So if they don't feel comfortable doing that, they shouldn't be your sales rep. First of all, don't send them to that class because they will have to get on the phone. So looking forward to that one. So that's a new addition this year. Other than that, we've got some great speakers, Ryan, plus other speakers that are going to be there. Really fun event. So come on out and see us. We'd love to have you and looking forward to it. Ryan, I thank you again. Happy birthday. Enjoy your birthday, man.
Thanks, guys. This is awesome. I can't wait to see you all in San Diego.
San Diego.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me.
San Diego.
My bad. My bad.
All right, brother. Take care.
See you guys.